are joined by Professor Mark Brincat. Once again, we've spoken a lot about how to prevent the contagion of this virus, but today Professor Brincat is going to speak about clinical trials and what they are using all around the world to cure this virus. Thank you very much, Professor Brincat, once again.
Hello. Good evening. First of all, thank you for having me with you. It's always interesting because we have updates practically every hour, every day on this contagion. Firstly, we have to congratulate really our public health staff and our doctors and our staff and the ministry, because we are keeping the numbers down. I think
Absolutely.
This is the achievement. But we mustn't be lulled into a false sense of security.
Yes.
Today we had news from Ireland that they had a small cluster in an old people's home, and about 16 people died just like that within a very short period of time. So certainly where our vulnerable groups are concerned, if we do let down our defenses, we might see changes in our mortality over a very short period of time. So I think this has to be borne in mind.
And it means we have to be very vigilant, always very vigilant.
Well, yes. This sort of war, we are under siege, like we've read when we were children, you know. Malta under siege, you know, both times. A siege is only good insofar as if you keep your defenses, if your walls are okay, if your discipline inside is okay, if your food stores are okay, which are okay, they are okay here, and if your ammunition is reasonable, and if you can shoot back if possible, until the relief arrives. And the relief will be in the form of a vaccine. And we'll talk about vaccines in a minute. Now what you have to realize also is that if your walls break down, your casualty rate goes from very little to massive losses in a very short period of time. Sieges are like that. A siege is like that. If, you know, St. Elmo held for a long time, once the walls went down, they massacred everybody. So I'm afraid this is what we are dealing with here. Maybe this is a graphic description, maybe it won't be so horrible, but we are up to now resisting in a siege, okay? Now when we come to vaccines, we have three types of vaccines really. We're talking about your body produces antibodies against this virus. And although there are variations that can be recognized by very clever units, there is not much of a variation in this virus. It's more or less the same. And it's not mutating as fast as people were afraid that it might be. So when a vaccine arrives, it will be a vaccine as it is for a measles vaccine. It will last for a long time. However, the first thing that we can do is to raise antibodies. Now, our own body takes a long time to raise antibodies, takes a few days maybe. And one thing even here, the virus is varying quite a bit. So he's touching our faces. So what we have is some work has been done in China already, and is being tried in the UK, and been suggested here as well. And this is to take the plasma from so-called people who have been cured now, or who have cured themselves really, because there's no cure, you cure yourself. And this will give you a head start from an antibody point of view. So these people have got antibodies themselves against the virus. You inject a few antibodies, a few mils into the person who's been exposed, and this will help the person have a kickstart from an antibody point of view. The second way is that they are actually manufacturing the antibodies. There's research that manufactures the antibodies, and oddly enough, a lot of work has been done on tobacco plants. Now, tobacco plants have been used very often as a source of virus research, because viruses did destroy tobacco plants. Obviously, the big tobacco companies did not want this, so they invested a lot of research into tobacco plants. So leading the pack, ironically, is a company called BAT. And we know that these things come from bats. But BAT is none other than the British American Tobacco, the biggest cigarette maker everywhere. So every packet of cigarettes you buy might have different names.
So
but
in a way, it's quite good that tobacco is really coming into some good use, really.
Yes, they've always had a research arm to them, a very sophisticated research arm in vaccines and tobacco plant health and in plant health. And there's always good that comes out. And obviously they've got the funds because tobacco is big business still. So they are hoping to have an antibody sort of vaccine out within 3 months. And they've got clinical trials. And then we've got the other sophisticated vaccines, of which there is over 70 vaccines. And these are, at least the Chinese got the sequence out of this virus out very, very quickly. So this means that the RNA was worked out, and we know it's RNA, this is not DNA, not like HPV, for example, which is DNA. It's a different, it's the code. So the virus injects its code, turns our lung cells into their slaves, takes over the DNA of our cells, and gets it to manufacture replicas of this virus, and then explodes the cell. That's what's happening more.
So you're saying this last one is suitable for over 70s? Is that right?
So the last one is the one that's going to take longest, because that's a proper vaccine.
Right.
It replicates part of the virus itself, and when you inject it, the body takes the virus and produces all these antibodies, which makes it resistant for an eventual infection. Okay, so this last one is useful for preventing an infection. The antibody vaccine also prevents the infection, but it can also help you resist it. So there are 3 levels. But this last one, unfortunately, has to go through all the usual rigmaroles of, so do the others, but this one takes a bit longer, all the clinical testing. And we've already started having a couple going into clinical trials. Clinical trials means injecting them to people subjecting them to virus, and seeing if they get infected or not. Now, the earliest one, there's one from Oxford, which seems to be very promising, and that should be ready by September. There's also one from Germany and one from the States. And they seem to be leading the pack, because manufacturing a vaccine in this day and age, with all the technology that's been going on for the last 25 years, isn't difficult. There was one company in the States that had the vaccine within 3 hours, just 3 hours of having the sequence. But then it takes a very long time to do the clinical tests. It takes a very long time to validate them. It takes a long time to manufacture the millions that you need. So we're going to be seeing these 3 waves coming over. So that's the vaccination front. What are we doing now at present? Well, now at present, social distancing, these viruses live in order for them to replicate. I don't know if live is the right word, because there's some doubt about it, about the virus, but they need to feed from one person to another. Otherwise, they'll either kill the person, or else the person will kill them. This is the very possible will kill them.
What about the drugs? The drugs that are being used, that have been used for malaria? We read quite a lot about this. Perhaps you can explain that.
Okay, so when it comes to drugs, we have the most people don't even need drugs. They don't even know they have the disease, actually, or some of them, where they are the very dangerous asymptomatic carriers to begin with. These guys who have a load of the virus, they're going around treating virus from breathing, from coughing, from sneezing, but also from defecating, okay? You can also get viruses transmitted from your bowels. And don't go around thinking that there's, feces smeared everywhere. These are micro droplets running around on surfaces in your water system and whatever. Just like typhoid or cholera, there are big loads. That's another alternative way of transmission. So that's why it's important to be clean, to use a lot of soap and a lot of alcohol. So this is one way. Then you get the light fevers, those are treated at home. And those are given Panadols, fluids, the usual stuff that one gets for a flu. Now, if things get worse and they need hospital admission, then there is a school of thought that believes that we use the antimalarials, chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine. Now, this, as always, we always know that there are some side effects with these drugs. They can potentially have cardiac side effects, but these are very rare, but it is possible. And they have not gone, obviously, through all the studies to be licensed for COVID, because it's very recent. So here, some countries have taken a shortcut, like France and the States have taken a shortcut, and here it's on a trial basis. If you are part of a trial, like we are here, we're part of a WHO trial and there's a European trial, then you can use these things. And chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine aren't new drugs. They've been around for 70 years. Absolutely. So we know that they're okay.
Yes.
And now that is used in combination with an antibiotic called azithromycin. Once again, erythromycin has been around for a very long time. And it's interesting, the combination seems to work, and I have to underline seems, from the Chinese work, simply also because one of the common commensals, you can have a secondary infection. So you can get a viral pneumonia because the virus causes an overimmune reaction in some people, this famous cytokine storm, which causes fibrosis in your lungs, and makes it difficult for oxygen to get through. Or you can have a secondary infection with a pneumonia, with a bacteria or a mycoplasma. Mycoplasma are sensitive to erythromycin. So this is another advantage.
I'm
So you can put
afraid,
it that way.
I'm afraid, Professor, I'm afraid we've come to the end of our broadcast today. But it's been really interesting, and I hope we can carry on another time.
Yes.
And I thank you very much for being with us once again.
Social distancing and lockdown. Please.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Lockdown English.
Thank you. That was Professor Mark Brincat with an up-to-date briefing on what's happening with vaccines for the coronavirus and clinical trials, and also how it's being treated in some places. And I thank you very much for being with me today. I will see you tomorrow at 5:45. Good evening.